body. Talercio comes back for the Icegators, throws it up towards center. Big body throw by Kyle Koss, and it's jumping and pounding on him. This should be a power play for Arkansas as Shuryev came in from behind and jumped Kyle Koss. Koss wants a piece of Shuryev now that he has no longer being punched in the back. But Arkansas should wind up with some power play time out of this. 12:53 to go, and it looks like Shuryev is getting the gate here. Kyle to Birmingham, shot right on, save Cloutier, rebound, Cloutier starts more shot and covers it up. And again we have a skirmish in front of the net. This time Ryan Poole gets in the middle and he's gonna go. Not sure who Poole's going with here. A little wrestling match with Branislav Kvetin, and they both go down to the ice, and a linesman will separate them. 9:28 to go in the second period. It is time for us to take a timeout. Riverblades lead 3-1. And while Ryan Poole goes to the box, we'll cool off as well. This is Arkansas Riverblade hockey. Toward the net, saved by Cloutier, as Cloutier is starting to look a little more like the Frederick Cloutier of last year right now. Puck in the corner. Hartlieb and Skiar tie up. They wrestle, and they're going to drop the gloves. Far boards. Skiar trying to land some on Ernie Hartlieb. Hartlieb trying to get his right hand free. This is a long tilt in the corner. And finally, they will separate. 3:07 to go in the second period. Arkansas's lead has been cut. It is now 3-2, Riverblades in front. We will take a timeout and come back with the rest of the period. This is the Arkansas Riverblade Hockey Network.
Fire that one into the empty net. 10 seconds to
There
go.
we go.
Here we go. First fisticuffs of the night. Skihar and Christensen at center ice.
Wow, how big
Christensen,
is Christensen?
6'5", 245, grabs a hold. Skihar hangs on as well, and both players trying to get some lefts free, and Skihar gets that right free.
Oh, and look at this place go crazy now.
Well, Skihar at the right and going, and welcome to the league, Doug Christensen, Sean Skihar. We're kind of waiting for that, Ron.
Oh, the bigger they are, the harder to fall. And Chuck's over there going, wow, how can I develop that player?
Sean for Shuryev. Shuryev had Kvetin cutting. Now Kvetin picks up the puck. We've got a fight behind the play. Here we go. Jason Norrie is squared off with Yaro Karestis. Karestis and Norrie exchanging some rights outside of the Icegators line. And Norrie sneaking in some rights on Yaro Karestis, who comes over with some rights of his own. And this one developed way behind the play. Ron, not quite sure what started this one. And Norrie's a big, strong, tough man. Coming over in a trade this summer with Toledo, and he's getting some shots in on Karestis right now.
Yeah, but Karestis is showing up, man.
The two continue to tussle out at center ice. Norrie has that right hand free from the jersey, and now the linesman looks to intervene. Karestis wants to try to throw a couple more.
Yeah, get him in there.
Karestis sneaks in a good right on Jason Norrie. This has turned into a marathon here. Brad Sotak and Jamie Wing watching on as Norrie getting some...
Okay, linesman, you can jump in any time now.
Punches in now, and Dave Ferris looking for the linesman to jump in. He's up on the bench. With 8:29 to go, they'll separate the two. Karestis sneaks one in at the end. And we're going to take a timeout. 4-3 Icegators. We'll be back to recap the penalties right after this timeout. It's 4-3 Louisiana. Back after this on the Icegators Radio Network. Jeff Worlton out there with 27.5 to go. He and Bader looking at each other. Here we go, Ron. Worlton and Bader have the gloves off in front of the Icegators bench, up against the glass. We'll get a good look at it on the big scoreboard. Tangled up. Not a lot of punches being thrown as Worlton and Bader were chatting that entire sequence before the puck was dropped, and now they're hanging on to one another in front of the glass by the Icegators bench. And Worlton able to sneak in a couple of lefts. And now going with a right on Tony Bader. Well, he gets freed as Jeff Worlton. And Worlton and Bader still tied up along the glass. Just coming with 22.3 left, and Worlton getting some good punches in on
There
Tony
we go.
Bader.
Oh, now the linesman jump in.
As the linesman will intervene, and Worlton and Bader will be done for the night with 22.3 seconds left. Bader, last year, Western Hockey League, 85 penalty minutes in 62 games. And
yeah, bring on Nori now.
that's a tough job, and the hottest water.
That's right.
Off the faceoff, here we go. We got another one. Scanzano, along with Sammy Benamor for the Icegators. And these two go straight to the ice. Benamor lands on top, and the linesmen have to wrestle these two away from each other.
Wow. And when are we playing these guys next at home?
Sean Scanzano and Sammy Benamor. They're going to pick up Fighting Mages at the 1941 mark. And be Scanzano, and here we go. Icegators power play. Down to 12 seconds left. The puck dumped in behind. And now we got Sheriev and Jacobson going to drop the gloves at center ice. 10.2 on the clock. And Sheriev and Garnet Jacobson, no strangers to one another after last season. And there's shadow boxing at center ice. Sheriev grabs hold of Jacobson, trying to wrestle free. Jacobson and Sheriev at the center dot. And two big, strong guys. Jacobson's lost his helmet. Sheriev sneaks in a couple on Jacobson. And Sheriev throwing away those right-hand bombs on Jacobson, trying to get free still, Ron. This one, a lot of punches being thrown, and Sheriev connects with a couple on Jacobson. And, just missed that last one as they go to the ice.
Jacobson. They call him Sledgehammer, Sheriev.
Right down to 10.2 seconds left. 11:40 to go, first period, no score. And on the near side, here we go.
There we go.
Long and Richardson have the gloves off as Richardson grabs hold with a couple of rights. Long battling back as well. As these two players tied up, Long delivers a right that misses, and Richardson takes down Long to the ice. And those two will go to the penalty boxes. 5 each for fighting. A battle that developed behind the play, and we should point out tonight, Ron, the play on the far side. Here we go, second fight of the night. Sheriev and Scott are going to square off. Two heavyweights here, Mark Scott and Dennis Sheriev at the Icegators blue line. Gloves are off. As they look at one another, Scott and Sheriev, with 15:37 left in the second period. Dennis Sheriev trying to grab a hold of Scott, lets a couple of rights in on Mark Scott, who answers with one of his own, and now the rights flying from both players. These are two very smart fighters, Ron.
Oh, yes. Very patient.
Gets some lefts in on Scott, throwing some bombs. The crowd loving it as Scott coming back with a right of his own. Sheriev and Scott, and Scott delivers a blow. The two go to the ice. And they bounce up Cookie. They'll go right to the penalty box. Those are two big heavyweights, Ron. And a good battle. Behind the play, we have Saric. He's going to drop the gloves as Koss and Saric have the gloves off in the Icegators zone. A penalty was upcoming on the play, and Saric got up. He was very upset, Ron. That was well behind the play. I hope you got a better look than I did as Saric and Koss go to the ice, and Koss throwing in a couple of shots as the two players are on the ice. And they will separate with 7:53 to go in this third period, and what a game it's been tonight for Roddy Saric.
Oh, yeah. He's had a great game. You know, he really didn't want to fight there, but he got involved.
Here we go, Ron. Cirillo and Wilson right off the draw. They asked each other, and the gloves are off. Jeff Wilson, Mike Cirillo in front of Frederick Cloutier with 2:02 to go. Staring each other down, gloves off. Cirillo and Jeff Wilson looking at each other. Wilson trying to grab hold with the left hand on Mike Cirillo. Has him up against the glass, does Wilson. Cirillo hanging on. Wilson trying to let some of those right hands go. Leads with a left. Cirillo comes back with a left of his own. Down in front of the player's entrance on the far side. And Wilson so strong, delivers the left, and down goes Mike Cirillo. 2:02 left in this third period. Jeff Wilson, you talked about seeing some increased ice time here in the third round. And he'll pick up 5 penalty minutes there. Mike Cirillo, and Jeff Wilson will be done for the night with 2:02 left.
Makes quick work of him. And look at T-Bill wants to go with Cole.
Up the near hand side, knocked down by Shirieff in the bandit zone. Rempel and McNeil with the assist, and now we got the gloves off. And Shirieff and Dave Stewart grabbing hold of each other on the near side glass, and Shirieff hitting some rights in his Stewart down, and now the linesman quickly intervened. We got everything tonight, Ron.
Oh yeah, Stewie, you know, he's a feisty character. He's not very tall in stature, but I mean, he gives it his all, and he's a player that Coach Derek Clancy really.
Seawolves as it's rolled around the near side boards. Ski hard trying to play it out of there for the Icegators, and he taps it to the neutral zone, and here goes the Seawolves forward, Stu Pietersma. He's throwing the bombs as he's mixing it up now with Jeff Worlton, and Pietersma with the right. He poked him on the button, and they continue to jostle deep in the Louisiana end. Pietersma and Worlton, a couple tough heavyweights, as they are a couple rookies as well. Pietersma caught him with the left hand. Now Pietersma trying to drag him down, and the two hit the ice hard. Jeff Worlton, he wears number 12, and he was waived 3 times by the Icegators, and he's not on the lineup because I thought he was waived again, but they added him again before today's game. So
I'll tell you what, maybe the kid's trying to keep his spot. Obviously, they haven't thrown the jersey away, but Stu Pietersma doing a great job. As Stu Peterson was a tough customer, and
loses his helmet, and over comes Hutchins, and he's dropping it now. Hutchins throwing the bombs as he's trying to get in the right hands. Now Hutchins is taking a few, and he's giving and receiving, getting close to that time of season as it's around the blue line, and they continue to go after it. Dwayne Blah was the one that was hit on the play, and Shiryev was the one that threw his body check, and Hutchins went in there, took exception to it. They're still going at it as the jerseys are up on both players. Hutchins trying to get his arm free. Hutchins now dragged down on the play, and Shiryev gets in a couple shots towards the end on that one.
great job there by Hutchie to stick up for his teammate Dwayne Blah. And Shiryev was running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and the goon that he is. And Hutchie wanted to do more than a...
Working it in front, and at the side, Gardner makes the save, and here we go. Nathan Rempel is mixing it now with Chris Cava. Cava trying to get that left arm free. Cava and Rempel. Rempel gets in a couple lefts as Cava trying to get the right arm free. Now he's working it with the left, and he's pumping him a few times. Rempel and Cava, a couple tough customers. They're in behind the net. Cava trying to get the arm loose, and he popped him with the right. Chris Cava put that one right on the melon as Cava continues to wrestle with Rempel, and in come the linesmen. They're just plain tuckered out. That was a whale of a fight.
That was a great duel, and Chris Cava, I got to give him the notch on that one, because Woods will be much happier than he was after the first.
Off the draw, and now it's Stazer dropping the gloves with Dennis Shiryev. And here we go. Stazer rolls up the sleeves. Shiryev is ready with the right hand. Stazer has both arms cocked, and Shiryev leading win with that left paw. Shiryev trying to get it going. Stazer as well. Blair Stazer looking and waiting and building up hype in this fight as Stazer and Shiryev continue to look at one another. Now Shiryev gets the right hand free, and he gets Stazer with a couple rights, and now Stazer's in there trying to throw a couple as well, and Stazer is in the bottom of that pile as Shiryev was mixing it up. Both players trying to get the crowd into it once again with Talercio shoots, and he wires it high and wide off the end wall. Roshan trying to work it in front. We have ourselves another fight. This time it's Stu Petersma, and he's locking horns with Sean Skihar as they collide, and Skihar ends up on top of that exchange. It was a quick one, and Petersma lost his footing as Skihar landed on top and got in a few pops.
Now on the far side, Benamor able to battle it free. He and Cool working on the far side. Karuk picks it up. Now we got a whistle as Cool and Benamor have the gloves off in behind Jason Saul, and Benamor trying to fire some punches on Ryan Cool. In his first fight of the season for Sammy Benamor, more locked up than anything right now, and Benamor trying to land some rights on Ryan Cool. These two in behind Jason Saul with exactly 2 minutes gone by, and Benamor getting a couple of shots in on the back of the head of Ryan Cool. Point out actually his second fight. He fought Sean Scanzano back the third game of the year, and the players will separate.
Wow.
And Cool and Benamor kind of had a running battle to Kyman. It won't matter now. We're down to 5 seconds to go as the Riverblades control the puck, and now we've got a fight on the far side. And Sammy Benamor's second of the night, this time with Sean Mamain. They go to the ice on the far side inside the Riverblades blue line. So we'll pick up a couple of more penalties here with 2.9 seconds left. Again, it was Richardson 2 for roughing, 10-minute misconduct. Kyman 2 minutes for roughing at the 1951 mark.
Face off to the left of Frederick Cloutier. Won by the Riverblades. And we're going to have a fight. Kyman and Worlton. The rookie, Tom Kyman and Jeff Worlton. Here we go. They tie up. Kyman throwing some quick lefts on the inside. A couple of big boys going at it here. Still more grappling than punching. Now Worlton gets his hand free. Kyman takes a right and goes down. Well, Worlton and Kyman. And for the rookie from Chesterfield, Missouri, that is what he's here for. He's not here to play finesse. He's here to stick up for his teammates, and he did his job there. Karup over the blue line. Karup, slap shot goes wide. Caress this shot from the blue line. Save. We got a fight in front. It'll be Marin and Scott. Scott with a couple of rights. They're grabbing on. Marin hanging on for all he's worth here. I believe the term would be get your seatbelt fixed. Scott getting his right hand. Marin trying to hang on, and he gets Scott with a right hand. And Marin wins that one. Take back the seatbelt comments.
Yeah, I don't think Marin won that one. I think Mark got the more punches in. Marin might have got the last one in, but got to understand these guys aren't working with a lot of balance out there.
Back to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, draw.
Welcome back. Our first fight of the night. Worlton and Kazoka squaring off inside the Icegators blue line. Dave Kazoka 6'2", 205. And Jeff Worlton, Kazoka grabs a hold. Worlton does as well as they spin around in the neutral zone now. Kazoka getting a couple of body shots in on Worlton, who holds on and now tries to bust out with a couple of shots of his own on Dave Kazoka.
There we go.
Worlton getting that right hand free on Kazoka. And a good battle. Kazoka to the ice. Worlton comes with the upper hand at the end there. And Kazoka has some words. Jeff Worlton chatting on their way to the...
They were shadow boxing there, and
And on the far side, we've got action in the penalty box as the players throwing stuff back and forth.
into the stands. They threw the helmets into the. Here we go.
We've got a brawl going on in the penalty box. Worlton and Richardson are involved there. Also, Burrows for the Greenville Growl is in the penalty box.
We have the linesman in the penalty box.
And the linesmen have jumped into the penalty box. When was the last time you saw this, Ron Handy?
1995 Wichita Thunder.
We've got Richardson and Burrows locked up.
We got Steve Leon from Acadiana Dodge in there.
And Worlton is on the near side.
Oh, and
with the players serving the minor, which was Kazoka. Now Worlton is grabbed out of the penalty box. And
I'm definitely not becoming a linesman.
This is the second time we've seen this tonight, Ron, with the players involved in the penalty boxes.
I was watching while you were doing your wonderful play-by-play.
Sorry, Skihar was the other ice skater in the box. He was serving the 2 minutes for Richardson. Oh, wow, Ron. What a nice Sunday afternoon here at the Cajun Dome.
Sunday night passion. They're playing with passion. That's what I like to see.
Oh, Skihar is going after Tyler Dice and being restrained by the referee, Chris Brown.
Gingras rebound, and Gingras will cover up on it. Pushing and shoving going on. Bobby Brown wants to drop the glove. He does with Ryan O'Keefe. Brown and O'Keefe. O'Keefe hammering away. Brown. Both of them go down the ice. And that will do it. They just went at it, the two, and they were throwing jabs at one another. 14:44 to go regulation time. 6-1 Ice Pilots.
Where'd they pick him up, Mike? Any idea?
He was acquired in a trade. He was acquired in a trade, and now we have ourselves a fight. Stu Pietersma is trading punches at center ice as Pietersma mixing things up. This is his 8th fighting major of the season, and Pietersma drops him with the left hand. Oh, big-time bomb there as he flattens Seymour Benamor. And Amor is going for more as Pietersma fills him with the left. Caught him again. Pietersma trying to get the southpaw free once more. Pietersma trying to get it free, and he does as he clanked him one right on the button again. And now in come the linesmen. Oh, a big fight there as Pietersma really took it to Samir Benamor. Stu Pietersma hands down the victor in that one.
Mr. Benamor, we told you once, I guess we got to tell you again, you didn't understand us the first time. I'll tell you what, Stewie Pietersma, he can toss them. He can do what he wants to do, and he...
For the Icegators at center. And here we go. Gloves are off. Jeff Worlton at center ice as he's going to dance around with the number 20, Sean Scanzano, right off.
Where's he got his hand back there?
Face off. Worlton and Scanzano. Scanzano grabs a hold. Worlton came with an overhand punch and missed. Now he's back to his feet, and the two locked up at center ice with 7:44 left. Sean Scanzano and Jeff Worlton.
Now don't rip that shirt, Jeff. You got to give that away.
Worlton getting some leaps in as his arm freed up from the jersey. And trying with the overhand right is Worlton. Sean Scanzano. Jeff Worlton go to the ice. Pick up fighting majors. We'll take a 30-second break. It's 1-1
Ron and I will be back after this 30-second timeout right here on the Icegators Radio Network.
Behind the net, it's centered, knocked back to the near corner. Behind the net again, centered in front. It's covered up by Coach, and he hangs on. And now we've got Jason Norrie involved in front with a couple of Icegators. Norrie threw a punch at Mitchell, who wasn't expecting it. Now Bruce Richardson flying in. This coming with 2.3 on the clock. And some frustration coming out from the Baton Rouge Kingfishers. They're 2.3 seconds away, Ron, from going 11 straight without a win.
Is that one of their records?
That'll break the record if they do lose tonight. Franchise record.
Well, it's a record. The Snakes were just eggs when he was coaching first year there.
Here we go. Mike Lee and Jeff Worlton are going to square off at the Icegators line. The gloves are off. Worlton and Mike Lee circling around each other. This coming with 17:22 to go in the second period. Worlton throws a jab on Lee. Now Lee comes with a right hand. Worlton holding on and trying to get some rights of his own in on Mike Lee. Worlton and Lee trading punches at the Icegators line. Lee coming with some big shots that missed. Worlton hanging on and now trying to get some shots in of his own. This is the second time these two have fought this year. They fought in Columbus earlier this month. Now Jeff Worlton grips on Mike Lee and looking to spin him to the ice. They go down and they will go to the penalty box. 5 minutes each, 17:22 to go in this second period. You were impressed with Lee's slap shot in the warm. He's a pretty tough young man, and 6 foot tall, 230 out of Anchorage, Alaska, played in the Western Hockey League, and
you have to be 10 goals, and he should have a lot more, and he will have a lot more. But you know, he's an ultimate team player. Says, okay.
Here we go, Ron. Roy is going to drop him now with Sean Skihar right off the draw. Skihar and Royer. Royer and Skihar grabbing hold, and Skihar gets that right hand going. Oh, Sean Skihar, look out. Royer down, back up. As he tries to sneak in some right, Skihar over top and takes him down.
Okay, I was mistaken. No wonder Royer didn't take his gloves off.
Skihar doesn't shy away either with 5:39 left. He dropped the gloves with Roy.
And they're probably having TV dinners.
Off the face-off.
It's just a regular Thursday.
Here we go, another one. Moran and Oliver going to drop the gloves at the red line. J.P. Moran's second fight of the year with Oliver, who hasn't seen a lot of ice tonight, and they shadow box the red line. Oliver throws a couple lefts. Moran, some big rights on Oliver. And J.P. Moran and David Oliver at the red line grappling with 5:32 left in this third period. Icegators leading 6-2. Moran and Oliver still hanging on to one another. Boom! And Moran will take the takedown.
Ouch.
You know, he had a great fight earlier this year up in Arkansas with your former line mate, Ron. Mark Scott.
Oh, yeah,
very well.
Yeah, he did. And I talked to Mark Scott, and he's still sore. He was sore last time I talked to him about that.
Now Oliver and Moran will go to the penalty boxes. Well, no, Nigel Pelche is going to send him off to the dressing rooms, even though there's
Moran wanted to stay out there.
5:32 left. Down, and we got a fight right off the draw. Jeff Worlton and Stu Petersma. They fought earlier this year. Worlton getting some wild lefts in. Petersma with some lefts. And now Worlton trying to get that right hand going on Stu Petersma, who had 462 minutes in penalties last year in Tier 2 in the Alberta League. They're locked up at the scorer's table. Worlton and Stu Petersma holding on to each other. This one right off the draw run, and two big, strong guys we talked about in the pregame.
Yeah,
so
there you go, Jeff.
Getting some lefts in on Petersma and going for some big right on Stu Petersma. Worlton getting some in.
They call him Sledge Hammer.
And now the linesman will step in between those two big guys. That'll get the crowd going,
Jeff,
Ron.
there you go. Now that's hockey right there. That was a clean fight. Two men drop their gloves, get rid of their weapons, or their sticks, we call them. And
to go in this period. Now we've got Sammy Benamor has the gloves off in the Seawolves zone. He's fighting with Jeff Hutchins, number 17. And Benamor and Hutchins, this is a wild one. A lot of fists being thrown there, Ron. Not a lot connecting right now.
No, they're in tight.
In the close quarters, Hutchins getting a couple of lefts in on Sammy Benamor. This coming with 53.6 on the clock as the two wrestle themselves behind Greg Gardner's goal, which has been moved off its moorings to make some room. Now Nigel Pelche is steering all the other players out to center ice as Benamor and Hutchins continue to do battle deep in the Mississippi zone. And Hutchins and Benamor still grabbing onto one another. Linesmen tonight, Brad Stotak and Jamie Wing looking on. And Benamor getting a couple of rights in on Hutchins. And the jersey up over top of Benamor's head now falls back in place, and the linesman should intervene as soon as they move up against the glass.
Well, they still got a lot of energy. I'd stay out of there, too.
And now they will separate them with 53.6 to go in this first period. In his last 5 games, get up the boards at center, knocked down by Cava and picked up by Rempel. Rempel across the red line. Maine and Cava pushing and shoving in front of the Icegators bench, looking at each other. Here we go, Ron.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Maine and Chris Cava.
Well, they got to get a little closer than that, don't they?
They're about 15 feet away as they stare each other down at center ice. Chris Cava and Sean Maine. Shadow boxing here in the second period. Maine grabs a hole with the left, throws a big right that does not connect, and now gets in close with Chris Cava. As they wrestle around, McMahon threw a big right that missed. He gets right back up. Cava and Maine with 7:31 left. And Cava getting a couple of rights in on Sean McMahon, who's throwing some bombs but not connecting. And now Cava.
No, he's going for the knockout punch there.
And Maine to the penalty boxes. We'll take a 30-second break. 4-2.
And overpowered Greg Gardner. No chance there, and now we have ourselves a chance, and it's going to be a fight. Sean Skihar against Josh Bennett for the Seawolves, and they cock the right hands just outside the Louisiana bench, and there goes Bennett to town. Josh Bennett getting in a couple of rights. Now Skihar coming back and pinning him just outside the Icegators bench. Bennett, though, getting in one quick shot with the right as they continue to tie one another up. Bennett trying to drag him down, and Skihar gets in a couple shots late as Bennett gets dragged down to the ice, but a pretty good fight there as Josh Bennett and Sean Skihar were throwing the haymakers. And Bennett's going to the penalty box now. Skihar as well. 2-0. Icegators on top, and we have ourselves a fight. Benamore and Hutchins for the Seawolves, and Jeff Hutchins trying to get that right hand loose. Both players have one another tied up. They're tugging away. Benamore throws the right. Now Hutchins comes across with a couple. As Jeff Hutchins for Mississippi, he got in a fight last night. He's going over top with the haymakers. Now he's coming underneath. Jeff Hutchins trying to knock Benamore all the way back to Finland. As Benamore taking it on, and Hutchins rips off his jersey. He's looking for more with Benamore. As Hutchins has lost his jersey, as his uniform has come unfree, and it's come undone. Now Hutchins has the right hand loose. Hutchins trying to get the right haymaker going, as Hutchins is at his knees now trying to get back up, and the two players tug away at one another. The linesmen in to separate, and a pretty good fight there for both players, Jeff Hutchins and Samir Benamore. Welcome back to the Wolves' Den in Biloxi. Stu Petersma of the Seawolves unleashing with the left hand, and he's filling up Dennis Shiriev right at the blue line for Mississippi. Stu Petersma with his 15th fighting major, and he rocks the world of Dennis Shiriev as the rookie Stu Petersma claps his hands, and the fans loving that one.
And neutral ice. Now Gore going at it back in behind the play. He's just dancing back there. I believe that is Sarich. Sarich and Gore. Gore got pushed into the goaltender. Now Gore, they both go down, and the referees will jump on top of them. Actually, the linesmen, as Sotak and Finley jump on top. The referee for tonight's contest, Steve Marofsky, a gentleman we have not seen, and Cloutier is coming over to see the Icegators trainer, Ricky Castaneda.
Working on his skate down there in his pads. Boy, the Kingfish have a 4-2 lead.
Face-off won by the Kingfish as Jacobson tries to flip it into the corner. Now it's tied up along the wall. Now they're going to go at it. Welton over there on the far side with Jacobson. They tie up and just start whacking each other in the face. Jacobson and Welton are going to go in the far wall. And Welton gets a couple of shots. Now Jacobson gets a couple hands free. There's one by Welton. Jacobson trying to get them tied up, and they just sort of dance over there in the far side. There's a couple shots there by Jacobson, and they just went. That puck got tied up along the wall. Linesman trying to find a good time to try and step in. 13:55 left second period. Kingfish right now lead 4-2, but Welton and Jacobson exchanging pleasantries right now, and Welton's got Jacobson against the wall. Now they get a couple free, and down they go. Welton got Jacobson off balance and able to take him down.
Well, for the longest time in that one, they just spun around in the far corners. They were
Mississippi in scoring. As the puck in behind Mateel as Tuzzolino and Blah get the sticks up on one of them. Now some pushing and shoving, and here we go. The gloves are off, and Tony Tuzzolino letting some right hands go on Dwayne Blah. Over and under, Tuzzolino goes. And we'll get our first flighty major of the night. 2:04 to go, and now Tuzzolino going after Elizabeth, who had stepped in there. Well, you know, Tuzzolino fought Matthew Barnaby in the National Hockey League. And he is a skilled player, but he can fight when he wants to, Ron, and he just did a number on Dwayne Blanc right there.
I don't think he's in game shape right now, what he would want to be at.
Here we go, right off the face-off, Stewie Pietersma. Sean Skihar in front of the Icegators bench, trading some rights, and Skihar landing a few on the much taller Pietersma. And Skihar really getting that right hand going on Pietersma, takes him to the ice. Second bout for those two gentlemen who fought back on November 3rd in Mississippi. And, you know, you look at the Icegators down into the Icegator zone. Now Govro and Richardson. They want to drop the gloves? Yes, we do. Richardson and Govro a fight here in the extra session. Govro and Richardson locked up inside the Icegators blue line. Richardson getting a couple of rights on Brent Govro as he tries to grab hold of Bruce Richardson. Is coming with 2:23 left, and Govro getting a couple of overhand rights on Richardson. And the two go to the ice. You don't see too many fights in overtime, Ron, and Richardson and Govro drop the gloves. And
no, Bruce had enough. He's like, that's it.
2:37 will be the time of these major penalties.
Now, Sarge, though, settles it down inside his own territory. And now we have Cody Botel dropping the gloves, and he's giving some punches into the face of Bruce Richardson as Richardson and Botel are going toe-to-toe, throwing the right hands. Cody Botel trying to get in some more licks before this one's all said and done, as Cody Botel opens up a stocking stuffer on Bruce Richardson. Ho, ho, ho! Botel unleashed a flurry into the direction of the captain, Bruce Richardson. So the River Blades will be ready for that one. And now we have ourselves a fight. Stu Pietersma and Jeff Worrelton, and Pietersma gets that left hands going, and now Worrelton there, and Pietersma caught him with the left, caught him flush. Pietersma again coming across. Worrelton loses an edge, and Pietersma keeps feeding him. He keeps throwing that left southpaw. Oh, another stocking stuffer there as Stu Pietersma mixing it up with Jeff Worrelton. Worrelton's lost his jersey, and Pietersma throwing the rights now. Worrelton throw a couple rights as well. And both those players come together as Stu Pietersma continues to lead the East Coast Hockey League in fighting majors. And a good again for the Seawolves inside the Louisiana zone. In comes Daviduke pushing and shoving with Mass as it's taken by Carup, and he works it ahead. Now Mass and Mike Scott are throwing the right hands as Lewis Mass and Mike Scott going at it. And Scott got in one shot, Mass threw one back again, and Scott lost an edge. With 3 seconds remaining here in regulation.
Up the near end side, it's played. Sarich out to center. Here we go, Ron. We got Richardson at center ice. Gloves are off with Mike Renzi. Renzi and Richardson trading some rights. They go down, they get right back up. Richardson fought Cody Botel last night, and these two guys right in front of the Icegators bench spinning each other around. The linesman will step in. We'll take a 30-second timeout. It's 3-1, Icegators leading it. Ron and I will be back after this right here on the Icegators Radio Network.
Went on to win Lady Bing. No, it wasn't Lady Bing. What am I thinking of? What's is it the Hart Trophy?
Hart Trophy?
Which one for the goalie?
Here we go. Scott and Bogard. Bogard's first professional fight. Scott's getting in a couple of rights. And Bogard coming with some big rights on Mark Scott. These two dancing around at center ice now. And Bogard gets the jersey up over his head. And now Scott hanging on, getting a couple of lefts in on Derek Bogard. These two big guys right at center ice. Bogard coming with some big rights over the top. And Scott takes him down. With 17:35 to go, and Scott and Bogard will go to the penalty box. His first pro fight for Derek Bogard, and a pretty good one, Ron.
It sure was, you know, and I called that one before the game because I know my ex-wing.
To the point, Matt Pagnuti trying to get a shot away. He'll leave it at the point. And as on the near hand side, the puck sent back to Long on the near side is battling on the far side. Witten and Bogard. Bogart and Witten.
What are you going to do?
And now Dean Stock comes over, wants to get involved. Bogart has Witten at the bottom of the pile. Now we got Jeff Worlton throwing some rights on Long, the Riverblades captain. And now both goalies staring each other down. We've got a 5-on-5 line brawl going here. And the main attraction right now is Jeff Worlton, who is pummeling the Arkansas player underneath him.
Uh-oh, there comes the
Long.
goalie.
And now Jimmy St. John's coming out, and Frederick Cloutier is going to have to head out and grab a hold of St. John. Well, maybe not. Goalie's kept at bay. Worlton really doing a job on Long. And now Long getting a couple of shots on Worlton. Meanwhile, Witten's been put in the box. Worlton's going to head to the box. The goalie's up by the blue line, 2:58 to go. You thought this was going to happen here tonight, Ron?
Oh, yeah. Get up by 4 goals. Hey, let the fun begin.
Bogart and Witten. And now we got Worlton in the penalty box again. We had trouble with this a couple weeks ago.
I know.
Eric Long, Jeff Worlton looking at each other across the penalty box.
Hey,
pretty big guys. Norrie for the Kingfish, 6'3", 215. Bugard, 6'7", 250, and they're just dancing on the top of the slot. Norrie trying to get some hands free, as is Bugard. They're just tied up. Now Norrie gets his helmet ripped off of him. Now Norrie takes a shot to the head. There's another one, and now they just exchange them back and forth. Bugard misses. Norrie gets a hand free. And can't do much more than that as they just tie up. There's another one by Bugard. Going to lose his glove. He just drops his elbow. He's just a big guy brought in. It looks like the fight for the Icegators in his first shift. That's all he did is just drop the gloves with Norrie here at the high slot. Norrie just trying to tie him up. And they're just dancing here at center. Norrie trying to get the elbow pad free. Now he gets a free kick and shot there to Bugard's face. Norrie and Bugard here, and they just exchanged the shot. They're going to trip over an elbow pad if they don't watch out. Finally gets the left arm free. There's one by Norrie to the head. Another one by Norrie to the head. Down in the right here tonight. Sort of break up. Both go to the penalty box. Ties up with the ball by Denton. Now in center, Norrie. He's going at it again. This time he's got a different license plate number. This time it looks like it's Ehar and Jacobson this time. He's dancing the high spot. Now they get free, and they're going to go at it again. They get free, and now they put their dukes up. A couple shots there by each of them, and now there they go. Jacobson and Ehar. Jacobson loses his helmet, and now they go down to the ice. They both came free and put the hands up, and they tie up. They'll both go off 5 minutes for fighting. Penalties will come at the 8. Rink wide to the far side. Tried to hit Jernander. Can't get to it. Kiesman will chip it ahead. Jacobson will throw it into the zone. Now dump. Jacobson here on the near side. Smith doesn't even see it. Jacobson dying. And Travis Smith now at center. As it's Benamor. He ties up here right at the line with Peach. And Peach not taking a liking to the fact that Benamor just dumped Jacobson. Gave him a shot to the head. And Travis Smith didn't see it again. That's about the 6th time here this evening that Travis Smith has missed an injured player. And the Kingfish just trying to take it into their own hands. This time Peach. And Benamor giving Peach some shots. Now Peach gets some free. He's just giving some to Benamor. Now he dumps them right onto the ice. Peach just body slammed Benamor right here at center ice. And they finally get taken a point, taken apart. Peach will get taken off the ice. A 5-minute major Kingfish head coach Cam Brown wanting to have some words with Travis.
Are talking right now. Let's see if they go. The puck drops, and they're going to go. Here we go. Worlton and Scott right at the blue line. They dance on the near side. Scott and Worlton. Looking. Trying to get it going here. Plenty of time to buy a Coke before they start going. Still looking to jab. When they do match up, it's going to be a pretty good one. Grabbing the jerseys, nothing going on. Linesman asking him, you want to fight or what? And here we go. Bolton and Scott, round and round they go. Tying up now. They're not done yet. Bolton with a forearm to the face of Scott. Another one, Scott trying to throw a right. Now misses with a left. No one really landing anything here. More of a wrestling match than a fight. But they're going for a long time. And then Scott gets Walton down with the takedown. And the crowd likes that. Not exactly the most punches thrown in the fight, but certainly a hat trick. Shoots, saved by Cloutier. Penalty coming up behind the play. It's going to be on Louisiana. And then Bogard spears Cirillo, and Scott goes at Bogard. Bogard landing a right before Scott can do anything, and Scott not able to do much in that fight. But Bogard gives a spear to Cirillo, and that's why Mark Scott was out there, in case anybody took liberties with the Riverblades. Scott, whether he wins or loses, was going to jump in there and make sure that is where it ended.
Net. And back at the other end, we got Bouchard giving a cross-check to Kyle Kettles, and Louis Mass runs right in and grabs a hold of Bouchard. And Bouchard and Louis Mass trading some rights. 19:38 to go, and Louis Mass really doing a job on Jerome Bouchard. And you know what, Ron? The Icegators, of course, have an emergency backup goaltender, and Jerome Bouchard, I mean, that's a Bush League move, as he threw a cross-check right at Kyle Kettles.
He's old-time hockey, and that's what he's going to do. And you know what? That's a dead man skating right there. Don't kick him out. He wants to get kicked out. And Ernst won't kick him out. You watch. Ernst will put him in there. Guess what?
In the circle, centers it for Brown as Koster falls on top of the loose puck with 18:15 to go. And now we got Rempel and Brown in front of the Columbus net. And the gloves are off. And on the far-hand side, we've got Bobby Brown involved with Jay Vanstick. We'll pick up some more fighting majors here with 18:15 to go in this third period. As Rempel was involved in front, and Brown ends up with his gloves off, involved with Vanstick, and the two quickly are separated by the linesmen Nick Kephart and Brad Sotak.
And you know what? Bouchard looks like the clown that he is, sitting in the penalty box. He really sparked up his team. That's what clown does when he jumps on his nose. So.
Icegators 2 for 5 on the power play. It's 6-0. Derek Bogard getting a stick, and now we've got a fight right off the face-off. It's Bogard and Lee renewing their Western Hockey League rivalry inside the Icegators line. With 17:29 to go, Lee gets a right-hand free. Bogard comes over top with a left, and now gets that right hand going on Mike Lee. Lands a couple of solid ones on Lee, and Derek Bogard gets that right hand free as he spins Lee around inside the Icegators blue line. It's 6-0 Louisiana. Lee played in the Western Hockey League, as did Derek Bogard. And now the two tying up, and Nick Kephart and Brad Sotak are going to get between those two guys. And they got some more fighting majors here on.
I guess Lee doesn't remember what Bogart did to him in the juniors.
2:30 side, Ron. We'll keep our eyes on those two. Off the face-off, here we go. Petersma and Jeff Worlton blocking up inside the Icegators blue line as Worlton trying to get the right hand free on Big Stewie Petersma. And the two players trading rights inside the Icegators line, and Worlton goes to the left hand, landing a couple on Petersma. We've got a dandy heavyweight bout here between Worlton and Petersma. Deep in the Icegators zone now with 8:55 to go in this first period. The two players lock up. Worlton trying to get the jersey up and over top of the head of Petersma, who breaks free. Worlton and Stewie Petersma spinning each other around at the blue line. And now the linesman.
All right, I applaud him for that. That was a good fight.
8:55 to go in this first period of play. 2-1 Icegators, and Ron.
Dexter moving ahead. The speedy defenseman Dexter. Oh, they're going to jump the gloves here. Brack, Cruikshank, and Skihar. Cruikshank and Skihar will go at it. Skihar. High now. Brack, Cruikshank. Up. Skihar. Trying to get in a couple of jabs here. It's Cruikshank. Bear hugging Skihar. Cruikshank coming with a couple of left. Skihar now pounding away on Cruikshank. Cruikshank coming in with a couple of rights. Cruikshank and Skihar going at it. Skihar now coming in with a couple of jabs on Cruikshank. Still going at it. Cruikshank now throwing some right. Skihar, we got a dandy fight going. Both of them go down on the ice, and that's it. On the near side, right point, Benedict, we're going to have a penalty called here. Penalty against Nagano. Took a hit here at Pops. Gano went to piece here. Matt Pops now. And jumping the gloves is Bergen and Chevriev. Bergen and Chevriev go at it here. Kevin Bergen and Chevriev, they're pounding away on one another. Chevriev and Bergen. Bergen find away, a couple of rights. Chevriev, a couple of rights. Everybody has a handle on one another here. Chevriev and Bergen dropping the gloves. I'll tell you, Gano was upset with Matt Pops for one reason or another. And we got a dandy fight here going with Chevriev and Bergen. The two still going at it. And Bergen trying to land with the right. Chevriev with the right, another right. Bergen now throwing a left. Oh, they've been going at it for a while. Bergen throws Chevriev down on the ice. Well, that will do it. And the Louisiana half. Down the right wing board. Tammy Beneboff. Now Jeff Worlton's going to go at it with Ryan O'Keefe. They're going to go at it. They have dropped the gloves here. O'Keefe and Jeff Worlton. They're just fair hugging on one another here. O'Keefe going to get the jersey off here of Worlton. He's fair hugging on him. Going to get it over his eyes now. O'Keefe trying to throw a right. Worlton with the right. Now a right on O'Keefe. O'Keefe and Worlton going at it. They're bear hugging one another here. Oh, we got two heavyweights going at it. Worlton trying to break free here to get it a jab. O'Keefe now throwing some right. Worlton throwing a right. O'Keefe another right. And both players go down on the ice.
Walking in down the near side, trying to get a backhand shot on it. It's blocked behind the net. As Sheriff and Gowdy who stare each other down. Dennis Sheriff drops the glove. Here we go. A couple of heavyweights here. Gowdy and Sheriff right in front of the Everblades cage with 7:47 to go in this second period. Sheriff has the helmet off. Gowdy's remains on as Sheriff grabs a hold. Gowdy does the same and lands a couple of lefts on Dennis Sheriff. These two tangling right in front of the Everblades cage. Gowdy sneaking a couple of lefts
he's got the helmet off.
Dennis Sheriff. Helmet off of Gowdy now. This coming with the Icegators on top by the score of 2-0. Gowdy, Dennis Sheriff locked up. The linesman moving the net off its moorings, allowing these two guys some movement in front. And they will end up behind the goal line. Two big, strong guys here, Ron, hanging on to each other and trying to squeeze in some punches as they're up on the glass right now. On the near side, Sheriff gets the right hand free on Gowdy, trying to get some in. Now the linesman will intervene and try to separate the two. Two very smart fighters right there, Ron, locking up with 12 gone by here in this first period.
Here we go. Here we go.
Got Murphy and Benazic going, but now we've got Derek Bogard and Jimmy Verdul with the gloves off.
Oh.
Bogard throws a couple of rights on Verdul. These two were in a scrum last night, and now Derek Bogard hammering away with that right hand. And meanwhile, we've got action in front of the Icegators bench, Ron.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you want to watch, Andy?
We've got our choices here, and Bogard and Verdul about through. Meanwhile, in front of the Icegators bench, looks like it was Stewart getting involved down there. Bogard not done, though. Wants to throw some more punches on Verdul.
Body blow, body blow.
This one in the Everblade zone now. Verdul hanging on. Behind the near side, it was Benazic and Stewart who were involved, Ron. And Bogard continuing to throw away with that right hand on Jimmy Verdul as Stewart and Benazic being escorted to the penalty boxes. Bogard just missed with an overhand right. They'll separate those two. I think you're right, Ron. We're in for a long night tonight, and Bogard and Reynolds chatting right in front of the Everblades bench.
What is their coach doing? I don't understand these coaches.
This coming with 14:43 to go in this first period. Knows Gano, 10-20 the time of the even strength 4-on-4 goal. Everblades moving the puck into the Icegator zone down the near side. Rod Sarge back to play. Now we've got a battle in front of the Everblades bench, and J.P. Moran hammering away and quickly going down along with, I believe, Ryan Murphy right in front of the Everblades bench. That one exploded.
Yeah. You know, it takes a lot to upset that man.
But we've seen he can really throw some punches. Moran is such a strong young man, and the players are being freed. It is indeed Murphy. While the officials separate those two, we'll take a 30-second break.
We're tied at 2. Back in a moment right here on the Icegators Radio Network.
Sweeps it ahead in this second period, comes to a close. Now we've got on the far side a couple of Everblades and a couple of Icegators locked up. Now we've got Sammy Benamor, the main event, as all the players come together at the end of this second period. Benamor hammering away on Don Smith. Brian Toole, the referee, trying to stand between those two guys.
Well, what's Brian Toole get in there? That's not his job.
As the linesman between Skihar and Anderson. 3-2, the Icegators trail it after 2 periods of play. We'll take a 30-second break. 3-2 Florida, back after this 30-second timeout here on the Icegators Radio Network. Kyle Kettles up the far side. Louis Mass, 12 seconds to go. Moves it out to center. Skihar, a hard check, a penalty upcoming, and Sean Skihar has the gloves off now on the far side. With Ryan Clark, Skihar was going to pick up an original penalty, and he's not finished, throwing that right hand and taking Clark quickly to the ice with 6.1 to go. And you know, you talk about
around and locating the open man. They were very patient with it. Cyclones needed one more clear, but they could not find it. Now a fight away from the play. Here we go. Jason Norrie of Cincinnati has matched it up, and it's Derek Bogard of Louisiana. Bogard and Norrie, no punches just yet. They're eyeing each other up. They're slowly skating towards each other. Now the first throw here by Bogard up over the top. Norrie turning to the side, holding on to the sweater of Bogard. He's throwing a couple of rights as Bogard, landing some body punches on Norrie. Norrie comes with an uppercut. Now Bogard trying to throw that right over the top. He lands a couple to the side of Norrie. Now Norrie comes back with a few lefts, and here he is, Jason Norrie. He gets that left hand free. Bogard with a heavy right over the top. The helmet of Norrie is off. Norrie fires over the top of the right. He's trying to shake the elbow pad off. He does. Both players at arm's length. Now Bogard over the top with a left hand. And they'll be in tight on each other. Do they want to continue on? Apparently so. The linesman thought of coming in. Norrie with a quick right that time. Bogard with his back against the wall. Big shot that time by Norrie. That knocks Bogard backwards. Bogard fires over the top of the heavy right. Now the players by the Cincinnati bench, they continue to wrestle with each other. Looking a little tired, but both trying to get the advantage. Here's Norrie throwing a left. Trying to come over the top. A big shot by Bogard over the right. Norrie trying to duck out of the reach of it. Bogard with an uppercut. Now a big left here by Norrie, and the linesman will finally step in between the two to pull them apart. Jason Norrie, the newly acquired forward of Cincinnati, and Derek Bogard of Louisiana.
Get on the bus and go 9 hours to Pensacola. And right off the draw, we got a fight. Scott and Bogard. Two big guys in front of the net. Bogard, 6'7". Scott gets a couple of rights in quick. Now he can't reach Bogard. Bogard tries to throw a left. Switches up to the right. Scott hanging on, trying to get his hands free. This is something that Scott wanted, a rematch from the last time these two guys fought. Bogard, a big man. Scott hanging on. Scott trying to get his hand free. Linesman thinking about separating, but Scott and Bogard still want to continue this match. Bogard with a shot to the back of the head. Scott trying to get his right hand free. Bogard, Scott now just slowing it down. Out of energy, Scott with a couple of words. Right in your living room here. These guys are going for a while. Scott hanging on. Bogard has his jersey pretty well held. Bogard with body shots now. And the fight comes to an end. Mark Scott showing up for his teammates and holding his own here against Derek Bogard. Throws it behind the goal line to Milton Estat. Benna Moore giving Buddy Smith a cross check. Over comes Cirillo, grabbed by Jeff Walton. Fankhauser shoots the puck at Mastad, and now Walton and Cirillo are going to go. Cirillo has not gotten much this year after being high stick by Pankowitz, but he's sticking up for his teammate here. Right in front of the Louisiana bench. Walton going over the top on Cirillo. Cirillo fires back with a right. And the linesmen step in. And now a late shot by Walton. And now Walton saying to River Blade's bench, anybody who wants me, going at Dean Stock on the bench. Chris Shahaki trying to hold back Stock. We may have a line brawl here. Linesmen separate Walton. And in front of the audience.
Gonna race back in his own end. And we got a fight at center ice. Frazier and Skihar, Brad Frazier, Sean Skihar, and Frazier toe-to-toe with the right hands going by each of these gentlemen. No stopping Brad Frazier and Sean Skihar, who continue to hammer away with those right hands, Ron. This one inside the Kingfish line. With 4:16 to go, Skihar has the jersey up and over the head of Brad Frazier, and the linesman will intervene. Two jackhammers going right there from those two gentlemen.
Wow, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Brad Frazier. Behind Kettles on the near side. JT Moran's clearing attempt is knocked down. Played back by Louis Mass as the Ice Gator defender moves it out to center. Brown and Stewart behind the play, pushing and shoving. The gloves are off. Dave Stewart and Bobby Brown right in front of the Ice Gators bench, and the Louisiana captain getting a couple of rights on Dave Stewart, who fought Wednesday night against Nathan Rempel, and now Bobby Brown and Dave Stewart battling in front of the Ice Gators net. What do you make of this, Ron?
You know, that's something that Bobby Brown, Bobby Brown can fight, and we know.
Face off deep in the Bandit zone. Greg Sieg and Rod Sarge have gone to the locker room for some skate work, and off the draw, here we go. McIver and Skihar are going to drop the gloves, and Skihar is chasing McIver around the circle. Now the two squaring off. In the Bandit zone, Sean Skihar lands the right on McIver. Dazes him for a moment. Well, we saw Skihar fight on Sunday afternoon. Ronnie had the jackhammer going. He only needed one right there. Wow, what a punch from Skihar.
Look at the gash, too.
16:47 remaining in this second period. McIver dazed a little bit. It was Skihar and Frazier fighting on Sunday afternoon. And wow, did he let a right hand go there, Ron? We'll get a good look at it up here on the big screen.
Well, the gash.
I'm sorry, Ron, go ahead.
Oh, you're not supposed to lead with your chin. Oh, my God.
3:13, the time of the major penalties. Skihar in the box. He's Ice Gator zone, dumps it behind Ozier, who flips it up the near side with 6 seconds remaining. 5-3 Louisiana, puck in the near corner. That's going to do it.
Guess who's in first place? Guess who's in first place?
5-3 final tonight, and now we've got Jeff Worlton involved with Greg Gardner. All the teams coming together on the near side. Gardner and Worlton at the middle of things, and Dave Parrish and Nigel Pelche. We got a big practice going on, Ron. As on the near-hand side, Stu Peterson was there for the Seawolves in street clothes, and this one right in front of the Seawolves exit. Not even sure how that one started, Ron.
I don't know, but, you know, boys will be boys.
Officials getting Worlton out of there. And as some security coming down the near side. Derek Bogard grabs a hold of Jeff Hutchins. Sean Mathiel jumps on. Oh, here we go. Campbell and Ripple. We got a Donnybrook here on Andy. As Jeff Worlton trying to break free of Nick Kephart on the far side to get at Mike Scott. Meanwhile, Rempel holding on with Hutchins. Dave Ferris getting...
What is Ferris doing out there?
He's trying to get Jeff Worlton off.
Oh, him and Woods are going at it. No, not yet.
We got Ozier holding Greg Gardner on the near side.
Chuck Fuss has Piggy.
And Bogard. Wow. Ron, seen everything tonight. Kettles and Mathiel paired up, just standing next to each other, chatting.
Now we got Kip out there. Police Officer Kip out there is like, oh my God.
John DePork and Chuck Fuss trying to sort things out. It was Cava at the bottom of a pile with Bogard. This would make for a very entertaining playoff meeting, Ron, should the two teams hook up. But let's not forget the Icegators behind Phil Ozier, 26 saves in first place, as now all the players are kind of separated.
Ricky Constantine was happy because their trainer's a little heavier than he is.
And now still not done. Cava and Skihar yelling at one another. It's a dangerous situation where the Seawolves trying to get off the ice, and Sean Skihar pointing at Chris Cava as they are separated. I saw one of the Seawolves at the gate. Not sure who it was. One of the players in street clothes reached out with a stick and poked at a couple of players. All this was going on, and now all the equipment trying to be sorted out here. And this one's over. Our pencil may run out of lead with all the penalties that are going to be handed out here.
Oh, well. It's part of the game.
5-3, the Icegators win it tonight. And you know, Ron, here we go. We got Austin Miller and Rempel squaring off again. Here we go.
There you go, Rem.
That'll bring all the players back to the locker room.
There you go, Rem.
And Nathan Ripple and Austin Miller. The main event with all the players circled around them. And Brian Graham is in the building tonight, Ron. And well, Ripple connecting with some lefts on Austin Miller. Dave Ferris, Bob Woods trying to get everyone out of the middle of things.
Oh, here we go.
And now, Skihar over to have some words with a couple of the Seawolves. And
yeah, hey, this is the ECHL.
Just when you thought it was over, Rempel and Miller looked like a schoolyard bout, Ron, with all the players kind of circling around just watching. That one was the main event. What a game.
Old-time hockey. I love it.
What a game for Brian Graham to attend tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's the ECHL.
And again, Ron, the important thing, the Icegators win by the score of 5-3.
It's 7,720. Look, we got a Ranger fan down here going, this ain't nothing.
And Phil Ozier picks up his second win of the year. Ron, I'm not sure if we can go to break. Something may happen again, but...
Well, look at Chuck Fuss. He's out there picking up equipment.
5-3, the final score tonight. The Icegators win over the Seawolves to hop into first place and take over the Southwest Division lead. The Seawolves do play tomorrow. The chance to leapfrog the Icegators, who are idle until Wednesday.
Can I go for a break now or what?
You can go for a break. You going to come back?
Oh, I probably will. Buddy.
Okay. Well, Ron, you're going to head out. We're going to take a break as well. We'll see you in a moment. 5-3, the final score tonight. We're going to take a timeout. Icegators win it in first place. We're back after this right here on the Icegators Radio Network.